G'day, I'm Ben Patrick from Halco. It's a cold spring morning and warm weather's coming already. We're only 100 metres from the Halco factory in Freo. We're going out to chase some snapper. Today we're going to use a lot of Madeyes, paddle prawns with some Octo skirts. We're with Bevan from Shikari Charters. Should be a good morning. Love the morning sun just as it's coming up. Let's hope there's some snapper biting. We'll try a few different methods, see how we go. It wasn't long before Al had us out on 5 fathom bank. It was just before dawn. We had the lures in the water only a few minutes and Tim got slammed and brought up a nice, typical sized pink snapper from the bank. A great start to the morning. Tim hardly moved the paddle prawn on the bottom. It's the rocking of the boat that gives it just enough action to make it wiggle and make it enticing. Fairly fast drift in this 15 knot easterly, so just really dead sticking the lure. The little paddle tail just works along by itself, bumping along the bottom or just off. Al's found him on the sounder, and a nice pinky. It's a nice average size pinky for out there. So the Octo skirt just gives it a little bit more body to the lure. Can make a bit more drag when you're drifting fast, but if on a slower drift, add some nice body to it. The fishing wasn't as red hot as the previous day, so Al took us to some of his other favourite spots. Al's been fishing this for years, so he knows it like the back of his hand.
Yeah, well, what we're doing here is we're just working this bit of ground. We've moved in with the wind and we're working the 7 fathom edge of the back of Garden Island. So what I'm doing is just working up and I'm actually marking the fish that we're going to have a shot at. That's one of those things, be it soft plastic or jigs. You know, if you're not seeing them on the sounder, there's no point chucking a line over the side. So I've seen the fish on the sounder. I've marked my point that I'm going to drift off. I've put a bit of burley in the water to get them active and we'll drop the lines back in and get a couple more.
Al's decision to move certainly paid off. It wasn't long before Neil was hooked up onto a nice pinky. We'd changed to smaller jig heads as the wind was blowing lighter and the boat was drifting slower. That can sometimes mean the lures have a bit more action, and it certainly paid off this time. So it's a nice pinky on the paddle prawn, and that was just dragging it across the bottom.
Yep, no jerky or anything, just running it across the bottom.
Yeah, nice stuff. After barely 3 hours fishing, Al pulled the sea anchor and was time to head in. With a great skipper and great gear, it makes for a great morning, but it's time to go home. It's a great morning out in the water today, only 5 miles off our office, and got half a dozen nice pinkies, all on the paddle prawns. Very little effort, as you saw, very little twitching, but great result. Can't wait to get out again.